Hello, and welcome to Film Critic. I am your host, Frankie, and I have a few VHS cassettes I want to share with you today from my private collection. VHS cassettes of a musical persuasion. So let us get started, shall we? First, we have Rhyme and Reason, the 1997 hip-hop documentary about rap and hip-hop culture of the era, 1997, over 20 years ago, what its importance was to the culture, how it had just become a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's a really, really good documentary. It's got great interviews with many, many very important artists of the hip-hop era. The golden era of hip-hop, shall I say, as they like to call it. Nobody in this video is mumbling. There might be some slight use of ebonics, but no mumbling. Alright, next I've got New Wave Theater. I grew up on New Wave Theater. I used to watch Night Flight all the time when I was 11, 12, 13 years old, and New Wave Theater was always a segment on Night Flight. And it would show all these fantastic LA and Los Angeles area punk and pop and new wave and weirdo, strange-o bands. It was my window to an entire universe that was not available to me in Portland, Oregon at 11 years old. I think the Copper Penny was the only thing I knew about, and Sequel, the band, always playing the Copper Penny. I knew that much. But then when I finally got to see, Circle Jerks or Dead Kennedys or X or Fear or any number of strange bands through this, New Wave Theater, I was extremely excited. And having this videotape is extremely exciting. Alright, next on the agenda is In Love with These Times, which is a videotape from the early 90s, very early 90s, 1991 to be exact, of all the great Flying Nun bands from New Zealand at that time. So you get fabulous groups like the Verlaines and the Gordons and Tall Dwarfs and the Chills and the John Paul Sartre Experience and Straight Jacket Fits and The Clean and Snapper, and every single one of these videos is amazing, and all these songs are incredible, and it's entirely unique music just exploding from the screen and from the speakers. And watching these videos is always inspirational, because every one of these bands makes you realize why rock and roll is the greatest art form ever invented or existed on planet Earth. For everybody, it just is. Okay, next is my Roxy Music, a history, 1972 to 1982. This also includes some key Brian Ferry solo videos as well, which I absolutely love. His cover of What Goes On by the Velvet Underground in particular is always a fabulous favorite of mine. And this video cassette is phenomenal. I could watch these videos forever just because of all the costumes and theater and charisma and songs. And, so good. Alright, next on this we have the Beach Boys, an American band documentary, which is one of my favorite documentaries on any band, because it's so of its time when it was made in the early 80s, and sort of creates this incredible legend around the Beach Boys, but then tries to make them seem like this contemporary thing that's happening at the time, which kind of was. I mean, they were only like 20 some odd years old at that point, but as a band, which was a long time at that point, but now that's nothing when you've got bands like the Rolling Stones going for 60 years, and you've got U2, who have been a band for like 40 years now. You know, it's like nothing. It's a drop in the bucket. So this is a wonderful documentary. You should watch it. It's ridiculous. It's over the top. It's silly, but it's 100% Beach Boys. So if you like the Beach Boys, you take the good and you take the bad. That's just what happens when you're a Beach Boys fan. I'm sorry. And if you disagree, then you're not a Beach Boys fan, are you? You just like a Beach Boys record or something. Okay, next on the agenda here is Cool Cats, which is a documentary about the history of rock and roll, interviewing all these incredible principal players in the history of rock and roll in the early 1980s when New Wave was happening. And it's just an amazing thing. You should really seek this out and watch it. You can probably find it on YouTube somewhere. It's amazing. I love it. The stuff that Phil Everly says throughout this whole thing is some of the most perfect distillation of what rock and roll is about. Just a great documentary. Yeah. Cool Cats. There's also a book that goes along with this. And this documentary is actually made off the back of the popularity of the book. I own 2 copies of the book because I'm just kind of like obsessed with rock and roll. So there you have it. Okay. Next, Ike and Tina Turner live on Music Lady. Holy fuck balls. They are kicking the shit out of the shit on this one. I mean, you know, it's just all the most badass aspects of this musical entity you need to see. Ike and Tina Turner live on Music Lady. Check it out. Alright, next on the agenda is a personal favorite group of mine, the Pet Shop Boys. I do not expect people to understand this, but they're phenomenal songwriters, and the only really genius synth pop group that has been able to maintain their consistent goodness throughout the entirety of their 35-year career. So this is a great group, and these videos are wonderful, and I actually watch them for inspiration, and there are some of them that are very aspirational in a kind of strange, satirical, bitchy way, if that makes sense. It's fantastic stuff. What an incredible pop group. Love the Pet Shop Boys. Love them. Alright, next we have Oi, the video, which has got to be one of my all-time favorite fucking music videos I own. I watch this thing regularly. I think I first saw it maybe in the early 90s at some point, and I just could not believe how awesome it was. How monosyllabic and basic and almost like borderline mentally handicapped some of these guys are. And then they turn around and write these really incredible anthemic sort of group sing-along anthems that make everybody one with each other. It's kind of a really cool contrast. And some of the interviews are hilarious. The guys in the business say, Joe Strummer, how can he sing you about a white right when he's living in a white mansion? I mean, that line alone, dude, that's some Nigel Tufnell shit right there. Love this fucking video. Seek it out, watch it. It's great music, but very entertaining interviews as well. Alright, and last on my list of videotapes that I own that I absolutely love that have to do with music, although I own many more than this, is Alice Cooper, Prime Cuts. Incredible TV performances, live performances, concert footage, amazing stuff about this band. If you really think about Alice Cooper, and he's cut there, you know, I put Iggy Pop in the same league. Never have two men done so much out of so little, which is the essence and beauty of rock and roll is that you literally make something from nothing. That's the genius and the joy of it. And thank God for guys like Alice Cooper to show us the true value and depth of what you can make out of nothing. God bless Alice Cooper and God bless this videotape. And if you made it to the end, God bless you.